Hey everyone, welcome to another FM synthesis custom patch tutorial. In this video, I'll show you how to program Madfame frequency bass. If you want to skip ahead to the tutorial, you can scrub through the timeline here and find the tutorial through the chapters, or you can go into the description and click the time link there. I also have a demonstration of next month's mid-month Patreon patch downloads, so you can click the time link in the description and go ahead and listen to those also. If you're using a DX7 Mark I, chances are you might be using the original factory operating system, and it did have some limitations. It doesn't initialize the function parameters, and it doesn't save the function parameters per patch. Basically, it's a global setting, and when you change it, that's how it's going to be for all of your patches. So that is a real pain if you're following these tutorials, because I use function settings a lot. So what I recommend you do is jump online and grab yourself the special edition ROM, also known as the SER7, and that will give you the ability to initialize your function settings and save them per patch, which is absolutely essential. Failing that though, in the meantime, I'm going to show you guys how to manually initialize your function settings. It's actually super simple. It's not as complex as many people may think. So let's go ahead and start the tutorial, and we'll start the tutorial there. So select function, go to polymono. This one is going to be in mono mode, so make sure you've selected that. Go to porter time, make sure that's at 0. Now down here we've got our expression controls, and there are 4 of them: aftertouch, breath control, foot control, and modulation wheel. They all have the same settings, and all of the settings will be set the same way. So go to range, make sure that is 0 for all of them. Foot control 0, breath control 0, aftertouch, range 0. For all of the other settings, make sure they are all off. So that's pitch, amplitude, and EG bias. Make sure they're all off. And do that for each of them: mod wheel, foot control, breath control, and aftertouch. And then you're done. You have manually initialized all of your function settings. Now we can go to voice initialize, press yes, and we have just reset the edit parameters. And we're good to go. We can start the tutorial. Simple as that. First thing we're going to do is select our algorithm, which is algorithm 11. And by default, operator 1 has its output level at 99. We're not going to be using operator 1 in this patch, so make sure that's down to 0. And we can switch off operator 1, 2, and 3. They're not going to be used in this patch either. So making sure that operator 4, 5, and 6 are active, starting with operator 4's output level that goes all the way up to 99. Operator 5 is 85, and operator 6 is 78. Operator 6 also has the feedback loop, which goes to 7. Now, going on to frequencies. Operator 4, we set that to fixed frequency mode. Coarse frequency goes to 1, and fine frequency goes to 0.047. Operator 5 and operator 6 stay at 1 for their ratio frequency. So what's going on here? Why have I set it this way? What I've set in frequency mode, anywhere between 1 Hz and 10 Hz, we get a really slow fluctuation in pitch. And so I'm using that to control the drift of the pitch to make it sound more analog. If I go back to operator 4 and just demonstrate this really quick. So I'm going to put it back to ratio mode, and I'm just going to set it to, let's say, a coarse frequency of 1. And now listen to it. There is no fluctuation whatsoever. If I just pop it into fixed frequency mode, drop it down to 1, 0.047, you can hear that it's drifting, and that's what gives the illusion of it being or sounding more like an analog oscillator that just drifts from time to time. I can actually speed that up, and you can hear that it's actually behaving like an LFO. And now I want to add my modulation control to the modulators so I can create the filter suite. Really easy. We go to mod sensitivity, and selecting our modulators, operator 5 and operator 6, we bump their values up to 3. Select function, go to mod wheel range, bump that up to 99, and select EG bias and switch that on. So in the lowest position, the mod wheel will drop down the modulator's output levels, and in the highest position, it will slowly bring it back up to full volume. So you probably heard that our sound isn't fat yet. Really easy, we go to key transpose, select C1 all the way down here, and that'll shift our pitch range down by 2 octaves. And that's where all that bottom end is right there. Now what I did in the intro is I selected the modulator with the feedback, and I went to its coarse frequency and I just shifted it up and down so we get different timbres. So you can get some really aggressive tones that still have kind of a pleasing quality, if you want to call it that, but you can also control it with the modulation wheel as well, just to sort of temper it a bit. And that there is Mad Fame Frequency Bass.